Now then, welcome back to VISOCraftWars, and today I'm going to show you what I've been up to for a little while in secret. As you can see, my map's off. You can just see the clear blue sky above. Nobody will know where I am. But my turtles dug down here, a nice little shaft down, dug out the next bit and dug out some more bits, and I've filled it all in and made it look pretty like. And this is where I'm setting up my factory of war. The war machine is built here, and eventually we might use this as a platform to send rockets out and yeah, blow things up around the server, blow up all our enemies. Peddy's not with me this episode. We will be getting back together, don't worry, and we are sharing this factory, but I thought I would go into a bit of detail about what things I'm doing here. Like Peddy, a lot of the other guys are very new to mods from the VISOCraft vanilla server. They are very new to what mods do and things like that, so we're going to make some bits and pieces so that you guys can see me do some modded Minecraft again, and also so that they can get a little bit of a glimpse in some bits and pieces that they may need to figure out. So as you can see, this little workshop area, and I am a bat, by the way, that's why I'm flying. This little workshop area is basically materials over this side, ingots and the like. I've got some dump chests there for anything other than the set materials. Iron, gold, redstone, basic vanilla materials, copper, tin, silver, and lead and ferrous, which are the thermal expansion materials that we pick up ores, and mixed metals, which I have to make myself. Next to that, we've got the materials such as wood and food and rare items and lapis and gems, diamonds and stuff, and an ender chest handy there. So we've got the basic storage of materials. One of the best things about these chests that I'm using, these strong boxes can hold other strong boxes. So I can take this strong box and I can place it down and I can put a load of items into that strong box. Alright? And then I can, using a crescent hammer, shift and right click to pick up the strong box, and that strong box will still have its contents, which is pretty awesome. And then also on top of that, I can put that strong box into another strong box and it's sealed, which is pretty cool. So I can carry all of that stuff around inside a strong box, which is why I'm using strong boxes all the way around here, because if I have to remove my base very quickly, I just get my crescent hammer out and pick up all the chests, and then put all the chests into another strong box, and then put that strong box into my ender chest, and it goes wherever I go, and I can take everything I've got very quickly to another base without messing about. The factory stuff that I've got that I'm setting up down here, not so easy to transport, but easy to replace, so we're okay with that. The main raw materials that I'm producing from the factory will end up being stored in these boxes. So let's go through what mods that I'm looking into during this VISOCraft war, stuff to destroy the other players on the server, all in good fun of course. We've got ICBM, which is Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles, and the majority of things here is sulfur. We're picking sulfur up from around the world as we're just mining generally for things, and turtles are going out there, and nothing else really gone into in ICBM yet. I did ICBM in the Dystopia series when we had war on the Utopia server, so I know what I'm doing roughly there, but I'll go through that at a bit of a later stage. I need to automate other things first. The other thing, GalacticCraft. We've got GalacticCraft, which we're picking up lots of silicon from raw materials, and we're picking up lots of aluminium ore from raw materials, and the aluminium ore is slightly different to other ores. We can't double it, but there seems to be an awful lot of it in the world, so it's all good. And then I've set up just the basic machines for GalacticCraft just to get an idea of how to automate it, because this circuit fabricator is like the first piece of tech you need, and I don't know how to automate them yet. I didn't even know how to put the wires together. I didn't realise that they only had one input side. The other sides don't have an input, so you've got to have them actually facing the right direction to have your wires connect. I was trying to connect wires down the sides and all sorts wherever I am, because I'm used to other types of machines that allow you to do that. Nearly all my glass done. Good, good. We've also got the good old Machine Muse Modular Powersuits for the Power Armor Tinker table. And I've got some bits and pieces for a power suit ready there. And my little team of turtles. Nembot 1, 2, 3 and 4, who have dug this place out marvellously for me and given me all the resources. We've got dump chests in the corners, in all 4 corners, which is just basic, like, dirt, tons of dirt. Cobble, junk over that side, and sand, gravel, and other bits of junk over that side. The next mod that we're looking at is the Flan's mod, and that's going to be the first one I'm going to play around with, so I'll come back to this in a second. And then there's the MFFS, which is basically force field systems, which Doodart played around with in the Dystopia season more than me. So I've got an inkling, I've got an idea of how it starts, but I've got nothing in these boxes right now. I haven't even started or begun to start in this yet. And then we've got my little storage box, of course. And then over here I've got some building blocks, some bits and pieces. Like, these are chisel blocks, the temple blocks, which are pretty cool. It's basically stone with a lapis in the centre. So a stone, smooth stone, but in a furnace shape with a lapis in the middle. And then you use the chisel to turn these temple blocks into various other types of blocks. Just in case you guys haven't seen the chisel block mod before, you make a chisel, which is basically a few bits of iron and a stick to make a chisel, and it has no durability, so you only have to make one. And then you can make various different types of blocks and put them in here, and then you can use that to change or chisel the look of the block. So I went with a very basic, boring temple block, smooth temple block design from these temple blocks. And these temple blocks are very simply just that smooth stone with lapis around. And you can do it with all sorts. There's armor platings and all that sort of stuff. But chisel mod is something that I play around with in Utopia, and it's not really the techie mod. It's not going to win me the war. It's just going to make the base look right. So we'll do that as and when we need to. One of the fundamental stuff that we're going to need to do is automate things. And this mini mod pack here doesn't have a lot of mods that support automation. We've got Galactic Craft, which can use the Universal Electric mods and things like that to help it out. And Flans and MFS also could use Universal Electric and all of that. We could have all sorts of things going on with that. But we've just got basically those 3 mods and no sort of supporting mods to try and keep it simple this time round. For those guys who are vanilla players. What we do have is Thermal Expansion, MineFactory Reloaded. Thermal Expansion and MineFactory Reloaded, which are 2 awesome automation factory mods. So Thermal Expansion, I've got a few bits in there. We're going to deal with Thermal Expansion today, and we've also got MineFactory Reloaded, which takes a special kind of rubber. I've already set up a farm down here using MineFactory Reloaded, as you can see, automated. It's very simple, but let me just quickly show you. I've got an aquatic accumulator, which is basically infinite water. So you get 2 sources of water either side of it, and it generates an infinite water source inside it and pushes that water out of it. So it's basically an infinite water cycle, but it pushes the water into pipes. So I've got a pipe coming down from underneath it, and it comes into a steam turbine. A steam turbine then turns the water into energy, and that energy is then powering other things. It also goes up into this OpenBlocks water tank. It's a tank, but it can store any liquid. And so I can access that tank with buckets and just take buckets of water out of it. But I've also got an OpenBlocks sprinkler on top of it. Sprinklers are really cool, look. Sprinklers basically sort of bone meal crops. It's not exactly bone meal. You can add bone meal into it to make it more effective, but it basically just waters the crops. Waters the crops to make them grow a little bit faster, and with bone meal it'll distribute the bone meal as well for you. Which is good. We like it. We do that. But the guts of this is power for these planters and for these harvesters. planters and harvesters from MineFactory Reloaded. Very simple. The steam turbine generates power. There's power coming through this energy conduit to go up into the harvester. So it's basically powering the planter and the harvester off this little system here. The planter will basically plant in a 3x3 area, such as this. And you put saplings, or in this case over here at this one, we've got seeds, just basic seeds, and it will plant them for you whenever there's a space. So whenever there's a space over here like that, it will plant a new one. Yeah. And the thing the harvester does is whenever something has grown to full maturity, it will cut it down or harvest it. So when a cactus grows one block up, it will take the top block because it's grown to maturity. When the wheat is grown, it will harvest it, take the wheat and the seeds, wheat and seeds, and cactus going into the back there. And same with trees. When a tree grows, it'll just harvest the tree and break all the leaves. It'll get all of the apples and all of the saplings and all of the wood and put them in there. Because this shoots out at the back. It's got a little hole at the back there. So it will harvest and then dump into the adjacent inventory that's behind it. You've got to get it so that it aims at the adjacent inventory, I think. So that's the thing. So normal vanilla chests are storing the wood and all the crops and stuff from along here. And then I've got some thermal expansion item ducts, which are very good at transferring items around. And this one here has a pneumatic servo in it, which we'll go into more details, which allows us to set filters and things like that. So this is filtering oak saplings. It is ignoring any redstone signal, so you can either have it so that it's on or off with redstone signal, or just ignoring redstone signal and always on. So these two are basically always on, and they're both taking saplings, oak saplings, and transferring them down and putting them into the planters. Right, so that's what the blue arrow in is showing. It's going into those, and the red arrow out is showing that it's coming out of those inventories. So it's bringing the saplings out. It's only bringing saplings out, not the wood and the apples and all that sort of stuff. And it's putting the saplings back in the planter, so the planter then can have all the saplings it needs to keep that little 3x3 area stocked. The same with wheat seeds. All the wheat seeds that are collected come down and go into the planter there to keep the wheat growing. And I'll just pick up that sapling because I might need it one day. And this one here is rubber trees from MineFactory Reloaded. And this is how you grow your rubber. You basically chop down MineFactory Reloaded trees, and it generates raw rubber and rubber wood. Rubber wood can basically be turned into jungle planks. But it can also be made for sticks. You can also make chests out of all that, of course, and everything like that as well. So it's got a fair few basic uses that you can do as well. Let's pop them away, and they'll immediately get sucked out and go to the planter. This guy here, put that in there, and it'll immediately get sucked out and go into the planter. Cactus, die, yeah! So it's a very simple farming system. All totally automated, all totally self-powering and everything like that. There's nothing else coming into this little system, and I just come along when I need wood, get wood, and when I need MineFactory Reloaded rubber, I come and get the rubber. So I'm going to grab all this rubber now, actually. I would take it back upstairs. Well, I say stairs, there's no stairs, it's all about flying. And dump that into my MineFactory Reloaded chest. This rubber gets cooked into rubber bars, and then the rubber bars gets cooked into plastic, should I say. Rubber bars get cooked into plastic, and then the plastic you make like that to make plastic sheets, and then you use the plastic sheets to make things, to make the machines. But we'll get into that when we get into that. Today, I've got a little project set up for the Flans mod, something to automate for the Flans mod. If you check out the Flans mod, this weapons box here is basically 6 bits of iron. Let me see. I've got no cactus, so I can't do it. But it's basically a crafting grid. You've got 3 bits of cactus green and 6 iron, and it makes this box. And nothing comes out of this box unless you've got these items in your inventory. So we've basically got loads of different modern weapons that we can buy from the box. It basically keeps all the crafting recipes for you. So if I had iron and fiberglass and gunpowder in my inventory, I could click on that and get a clip of ammo for the M22. And so on. There's quite a selection of different things in here. Yeah, quite a selection. And the thing that we're working on today is the non-vanilla ingredients. Okay, so iron, easy enough for getting hold of. And we can make iron bars sorted out to do that. Gunpowder, we're going to work on that later. We're going to do something with creepers to get a farm going, to get gunpowder farm. Wood, I've obviously got a wood farm already. But this fiberglass is something new, something different that I've not really experimented with before. So, let's do @Flans. It might not be called exactly that. Let's show you the crafting recipe of that, look. So that's iron ingots and cactus green. Gets you started with making the box in the first place. And then you can make all the guns and clips in the box. But we need this fiberglass. There we go. I spelt it wrong, that was it. And fiberglass is basically smelted clay and sand mixture. In a furnace of any kind, clay and sand mixture. So this clay and sand mixture needs making, and that's just literally a sand and a clay. Seems very easy and simple, but en masse, to make loads of this fiberglass, I need an automated system, which is what we're working on. So, making sand, I can make sand. Making clay, I can make clay. So I don't need to dig either of these resources, I can make them from scratch, just using energy. So, clay requires slag, dirt, and water. Now, there's no way of making dirt, so I've got to put the dirt from all of our turtling, excavating, mining operations, put the dirt into the system. But I can automate water, I can make infinite water, and I can also make infinite slag. Slag has a 25% chance of being made. There's 10 pages of these recipes, right? 75% chance when you've got rich slag involved. So forget that for now, right? But anything else in an induction smelter that uses sand and an ore, pulverized ore. In this case, we're going to use gold because there's not a lot of uses for... No, actually, we're going to use iron. Iron, pulverized iron. Every single one of them's got the same amount of energy used and a 25% chance to make slag. So what we're going to do is we're going to pulverize the iron, pulverize an iron ingot, put the iron ingot back in there, pulverized, re-smelt it, 25% chance of getting this. Redo it, redo it, redo it, redo it, redo it, redo it, redo it. Just keep adding sand as we go, and eventually we'll get the slag that we need to make the clay, to make the fiberglass. So without any further ado, this is the area I've prepped up down here for it. And by the magic of video editing, it's done. It's completed. The production of fiberglass is fully automated, standalone system that's just going to keep creating fiberglass for me, that I can then just come and pick up, take over to my Flans and sort out. Now, while I was putting this all together, it turned into a bit of a tutorial, and the episode would have been about an hour long. So I've split out the tutorial part of it, and I'm going to be putting that up on the channel as a separate thing, a separate tutorial, just for this whole system here. So we could get back on with the VISOCraftWar episode here and now, and do something else. Do something else a little different. So, with that in mind, we need to start figuring on getting creepers. We need to catch ourselves a creeper, so that we can do something with a mob spawner. Now, exactly how it's all going to go together, we will deal with in another episode. But if we look at MineFactory Reloaded, and we look at mob spawners, I believe it's down here somewhere, maybe it's in the next section. There's quite a lot of machines that you can build in MineFactory Reloaded. Safari nets is the first thing that we're going to need, is to get a creeper in a safari net. It's in this section here. We've got auto spawners. Auto spawners, they don't take a lot of materials, but you do need the nether stuff. And I've already been to the nether, so I've already got these things, and emeralds and stuff. And redstone reception core is only a bit of gold, so that's easy enough. So the auto spawner I can make. And then in the auto spawner we put a MineFactory Safari net, and that will hold then a creeper. We can spawn the creeper. And then we need something called a grinder. A grinder. There we go. And a grinder needs a bit of invar to make an invar sword and a couple of tin gears and a couple of books. It's all fairly straightforward. I may even already have some invar over here. Maybe. I maybe used it all up. Oh no, I've got enough for an invar sword and stuff there. So I can already make the things I need, but I'm going to need to get a creeper first. Aha! So, I got you right where I want you. You will be the creeper that starts the waves of minions and gunpowder forever and ever and ever. And you guys can just suck it. Ah, what happened there? That was bad. That was bad shooting. I don't know what that was. Come here, you. That was just terrible shooting. I think my mouse just went on a play up then. Right, okay, creeper, come here. No, not you with this thing on your head. You, creeper. Oh, come here. Oh, I missed him. Did you see that? See how bad I was there? That was bad. Bad shooting. Yeah, you can rain all you want. You can shout at me. Let's go and find another one. See if we can see another one around. It's dark, it's night, it's thunderstorming. Perfect weather for catching creepers. Hopefully not a lightning one, a supercharged creature. That would be a terrible thing. There's a creeper. Okay. See if we can catch him this time. Oh, did I get him? Did I get him? I think I got him. Yes, I got him. Okay. So I got him just before he exploded. Awesome. And hacked these guys up because, well, I haven't had a fight for about, well, a day or so being underground, all nicely secluded. Oh, mana charge. Oh, did some damage to me because I got some mana because I started Ars Magic. Started on Ars Magic. I don't plan on doing lots with magic mods, but I am going to do a little bit here and there. Oh, well, I could just fly back. Or I could fight my way back. This is a war server after all. I need to keep my fighting skills honed and practiced and ready for action. Imagine that's the juicy pixel. Get down on it and smack, smack, smack. Get that archer and kill the archer. Oh, he's too good with a bow. Too good. And smash. Yeah, so I am going to head my way back to base, which is miles away, and figure out what to do with this creeper I have in a safari net. Try and figure out a good way of using the MineFactory Reloaded grinders, auto spawners, and all that sort of stuff to get to work. Hopefully they drop plenty of gunpowder. How much gunpowder do you actually drop? It might be that we've got a problem there as well. Because so far I haven't picked up a lot of gunpowder. What have I picked up here? Ooh, what have I picked up there? That's something different. For Witchery, a creeper heart of Witchery. I reckon that'll be something useful in the future for Witchery. But no gunpowder. It's all sulfur. Ooh, I may have to rethink. I may have to find something else that drops gunpowder, because maybe vanilla mobs have been changed slightly to drop sulfur instead of gunpowder. Ooh, what's that? Brains for necromancy. Well, we're going with that as well. Die, Juicy, die! And you creep. And a creep. Ah. And come in. Come on. My skills. I gotta keep them honed. I gotta get ready for all this PvP that we're gonna be having. Oh yeah. Right. So what was that? Brains. Yeah. See, no gunpowder. Could have a problem with this idea. I'm gonna have to farm them a little bit, and then if it works, I'll show you on camera. But if not, then at least we've got a sulfur farm. And we can then use the sulfur to make loads of intercontinental ballistic missiles. And when we find someone's base, we can just explode it into a million pieces. That's the way. Alright guys, thank you for watching this VISOCraft Wars episode. I will see you in the next episode. Same time, same place, I guess. Maybe with Petty, maybe without. But until next episode, see you later guys.